flood actually impacts us more than the actual physical manifestation of it.
The planning of our city is so imbalanced.
Based on recent studies, if we fail to improve the policies and if we fail to eliminate all the hurdles that we are facing right now, before 2050, it might be late for us.
The planning of our city is so imbalanced. And this is a basic problem. Jobs and housing to be closer together. So walkable distance between place of work and place of residence. And then the demand side of flooding, the built environment, and even the natural environment. And the way we plan at Palafox comprehensively, ridge to reef, from the top of the mountain, the highlands, the midlands, the lowlands, and the coastline. We do it comprehensively because flooding doesn't respect political boundaries.
Philippines has a lot of rain, and as planners and designers, we need to be able to consider a lot of rain in terms of the development, because we know when rain comes in and we're not able to resolve them, cities and citizens would be impacted. What are the issues of rain? Damages in the building, cars that have been damaged because of the flood, that's one. Roads would be closed, then there's a disruption in the business. We won't be able to operate because employees won't be able to come to workplaces, so there's business disruption. And third, when employees themselves are flooded, their homes are damaged, then they won't be able to come to work because they need to resolve that part of their lives first. Then again, it's a business disruption. So flood actually impacts us more than the actual physical manifestation of it. It's not just a one-time thing. There's more impact in terms of business and economy, and aside from also the lives of the people.
This flood problem is a multidisciplinary, it requires multidisciplinary approach, and therefore the solution must be a contribution of different types of profession. No? So we have, of course, the engineers, hydrologists, geotechnical engineers, which are basically civil engineers specializing in soil, hydrologists, which are civil engineers specializing in water resources and management, our architects, of course.
The problem is when we build in cities, because the land in cities are small, limited, and it's very expensive. The natural thing for developers to do is to build more surfaces, and the higher that we can do it, the better, in order for us to make business sense. Because the more floors we build, the more opportunity for us to do business. Now, that limits us in terms of providing open and vegetated spaces. But that does not mean that we won't be able to manage the rainfall.
And in De La Salle University, we have this science project that is being led by one of our faculty, Dr. Marla Redillas, wherein the approach is the introduction of what we call low-impact development, where it is a strategy to actually manage rainwater and stormwater runoff through the use of what we call the green solutions.
So the alternative there is to actually building rainwater catchment. Now there's a lot of things to do with the rainwater that we're able to catch. Either we hold it off first until the city is okay in terms of accommodating that extra water, or we can make it more sustainable by reusing that water via irrigation in the future.
For Metro Manila, anticipating the worst case scenario with climate change included, I think we have to think about the growing population and the impacts that climate change may bring. And therefore, we have to start thinking now of getting Metro Manila less crowded. We have to think of planning elsewhere, communities that are well planned across sectors, getting development out of harm's way, so that even with climate change, the hazard will be there, but there will be no disaster. We can plan smartly.
When we design a land development, a horizontal development, we usually benchmark it with the standard of the Philippines. We bench it with a certain design storm. We call it 1 year return period of a design storm. That's usually less water compared to a 5 year return storm, compared to a 10 year return storm. Now, I've spoken to many engineers who have designed rainwater management for us, and it seems that the standard of the Philippines is a 25-year design storm. Now, in Ortholand, what we wanted is to raise that bar. By instead of a 25-year design storm, we want to do it a 100-year design storm. Now, in reality, behind all these drawings, behind the construction of the buildings and the land and the infrastructure, there's a lot of conversations and a lot of challenges. It's the same as what we've encountered when we were building ARIA residences. They would tell us, that's over the top. 100-year design storm doesn't happen. You don't need it. But for us, sustainability advocates, we know that with climate change, there's more rain, and we need to be prepared. So for us, a 100-year design storm is something that we should be prepared of, and we need to design that.
Planning should be flexible. It should be, what's the vision? What's the strategy? What's the policy? What's the program? Then we have the projects with blueprints. Blueprints for urban planning, for urban regional planning, demography, urbanization, transportation, the different kinds of infrastructure planning, like water, power, drainage and flood control, solid waste management, etc. Then social infrastructure like healthcare and education. Then you have also culture and so on, parks and open spaces, all the elements of a city.
If we fail to do, to do all the necessary corrections that we need to do, as based on recent studies, if we fail to improve the policies and if we fail to eliminate all the hurdles that we are facing right now, before 2050, it might be late for us, and might probably worse is that Manila will no longer be livable by that time.